Hi everyone, in today's video I am going to discuss about writing a C program to check whether an entered number is a prime number or not. So before coming to today's topic, I just want to tell you guys that if you guys like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you guys have any questions then let me know in the comment section. Now let us start our discussion. Let me first write the output of this program. When this program gets executed, it will ask user to enter any number. Let us say user enters 3. Now to decide whether this number is a prime number or not, first we need to know what is a prime number. Prime number is a number which gets divisible only by 1 or by the number itself. So those numbers which gets divisible only by 1 or by itself, those numbers considered as a prime number. Now in this case, when the user enters 3, you can see the number 3 gets divisible only by number 1 or by the number itself. That's why we can say that this number is a prime number. Suppose user enters 4. In the case of 4, we cannot say this is a prime number because apart from this number getting divisible by 1 and by itself, this number also gets divisible by 2. That's why this number is not a prime number. If we consider the example 5, we can easily say that this number is a prime number because this number 5 gets divisible only by 1 and also by the number 5 itself. Like this, we can decide whether the number is a prime number or not a prime number. So I will just write down few prime numbers: 2, 3, 5, 7, then 11, 13 and so on. So if a user enters any number within this set of numbers, then we can say that number is a prime number. While setting up the logic for this program, we need to keep this point in our mind that a number which is entered by the user gets divisible other than the number 1 or by itself, then we can say that this number is not a prime number. Okay, so this is what the logic to decide whether a number is a prime number or not. Okay, so here I will write down the logic. If the number num is equals to 0 or num is equals to 1. Suppose if user enters the value 0 or 1, in both of these cases we will set the flag value to 1, and initially we will be setting the flag value to 0. Setting up the flag value to 1, that means we have decided that these two numbers are not the prime numbers. Then we need to start checking for the entered number started with the value I equals to 2. Then I is less than or equals to num by 2 I plus plus. Okay, we will start the for loop with the initial value I equals to 2, and then if n, which is num mod I is equals to 0. So here I have written down the code which will check if any number gets divisible other than the number 1 or by itself, then we will be consider that number is not a prime number. Print number is not prime, and then we will set the flag to 1, and then we will break from that particular point, and when we come out from this for loop and we check if flag is equals to 0, then number is prime number. Okay, now let us test out this code. Okay, now let us suppose user has entered 3. For I value equals to 2, 2 is less than or equals to num by 2. Num is 3 and num by 2 is equals to, which is 3 by 2 equals to 1. I equals to 2, 2 is less than or equals to num by 2, 2 is less than or equals to num by 2 is 1. No, condition becomes false. That's why control will come out from the for loop, and here we will check whether if flag is equals to 0. Yes, initially we had the flag value set to 0. If this is true, then the entered number, which is 3, is a prime number. Then we will check for the number 2. Okay. Suppose user has entered 2, then I equals to 2. 2 is less than or equals to num by 2. Num by 2 equals to 2 by 2, which is 1, and here 2 is less than or equals to num by 2. 2 is less than or equals to num by 2 is 1. Condition becomes false. When this condition becomes false, control will come out from the for loop to check this condition if flag is equals to 0. Yes, flag variable will hold the value 0. That's why we will say that this number 2 is a prime number. Let us suppose user has entered 4. Okay, then control will come to the for loop. I equals to 2. 2 is less than or equals to num by 2. Num by 2, which is num by 2 equals to 4 by 2, which is 2. So 2 is less than or equals to num by 2. 2 is less than or equals to 2. Yes, condition becomes true. That's why control will come inside the for loop to check for this if condition. If num, which is 4 mod I value is 2 is equals to 0. Yes. Now the number 4 is getting divisible by a number which is not either 1 or by itself. That's why you can easily say that the number 4 is not a prime number. Okay, for a number to be a prime number, that number needs to be only gets divisible by 1 or by the number itself. But in the case of 4, you can clearly see here this number 4 is getting divisible by 2. That's why we will say that number is not a prime number. Okay, let us suppose user has entered 6, then I value equals to 2. 2 is less than or equals to num by 2. Num by 2, which is 6 by 2 equals to 3. Then 2 is less than or equals to num by 2. 2 is less than or equals to num by 2 is 3. Okay, 2 is less than or equals to 3. Yes, condition becomes true. When this condition becomes true, control will come inside the for loop to check for this if condition. Num, which is 6, 6 mod 2, 6 mod 2. Now you can see again here the number 6 which user has entered, the number 6 is also getting divisible by 2, which should not be happen according to the rule of prime number. Prime number is 1 which should get divisible only by 1 or by the number itself, but here it's violating that rule. That's why the number 6 is also not a prime number. Okay, now this code is successfully checking whether the number entered by the user is a prime number or not. So now what I will do, I will consider this logic to write a C program. Now we will declare few variables. Int I want a num variable, because when this program gets executed, user will be going to enter the number, and that number needs to store inside this num variable. And along with this num, I also need a flag variable, and I will initialize it with 0. Okay, now the next is clear screen, then print f. When this program gets executed, I should display that message, enter the number. Then user will be entering the number, and I need to read that number from the keyboard using the scanf num. Now I need to check this if condition. What if user enters 0 or 1? In that case, I will set the flag value to 1. That means it is not a prime number. Then I will start a for with initial value I equals to 2. I is less than or equals to num by 2, and then I plus plus, and I am checking whether the number is getting divisible by any number other than 1 or by itself. Then I will printf %d is not a prime number. here num flag is equals to 1 and then break flower bracket close, flower bracket close. If flag is equals to 0, okay, if the flag variable contains the value 0, then we'll display %d is a prime number and num, then return 0 bracket closed. Okay, so this is how we can test whether an entered number is a prime number or not using C programming approach. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood. That's all for this video, guys. If you guys like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you guys have any questions, then let me know in the comment section. And thanks for watching.